Man, shout out to LDBC, man. Shout out to Lions Den basketball community. Shout out to my brothers Ticket and Mario, the hardest working brothers on YouTube. They make sure we get great content every day. Man, if you guys not already, man, subscribe to NBA Latina. That's Mario's channel, man. You a Nuggets fan, that's where you want to be. But plus, though, he speaks fluent in both Spanish and English, and he knows the game of basketball and can break the game of basketball down. Man, if you want to hear great content, check out NBA Latina. Um, Shout out to all my other brothers, Showtime Sports on Point, the best Clippers channel on YouTube. Very entertaining, very exciting. Got a lot of behind the scenes access for us. He get a lot of information about players, about Kobe, anything you want to know. He can get information for a great channel to tune in. Shout out to Rated R Sports Debates, Mookie Jones, my brother from another man. Y'all like that raw shit? Y'all like y'all like niggas going back and forth? You like the entertainment? Man, shout out, man, go to Rated R Sports Debates. Not only that he gonna give you the entertainment value, he also will speak fluently about his team, the Clippers, and speak fluently about all the other teams in the NBA. Will hold them accountable. Shout out to Radar Sports Debate. Shout out to Kareem and Elder, the OGs. Man, you want to hear great insight, great breakdowns, great talks, and you a Laker fan, that's the place you want to be if you a Laker fan. Shout out to the Kareem and Elder. They also do content on the Beat 139. Y'all subscribe to the Beat 139. Great platform, man. They talk about a lot of shit, the music industry, politics, black politics, the whole nine. Man, y'all subscribe to those brothers over there, the Beat 139. Shout out to Greenleaf, the best Houston Rockets channel. Man, shout out to Two Raw, the best, man, low key. He's very low key, but very hated at the same time. Shout out to Two Raw, man. Shout out to LB. Shout out to Old Head Podcast, Best College Ball podcast on YouTube as well. Shout out to FIF as well, man. Hey, man, let's get to it. The Milwaukee Bucks, y'all. The Milwaukee Bucks, they, in the day, Dame Lillard has been basically the reason why they've been very inconsistent with his poor offensive play, with his bad shot selections, with his liability that he is defensively as well. So it gives the Bucks a hard time at times to stop a lot of teams that has great guard play. The blowout loss to the Miami Heat displays that this issue will not disappear. It's really not too much Doc Rivers can do about this. Yes, I'm heavily critical of him because he blown the most leads in history, lost the most game sevens in history, blown the most playoff series leads in history as well. It's just a guy you cannot trust when it matters the most. But despite of what Dame Lillard has done, despite of him being the main factor to this, but it's the guy that actually gets the blame and the guy that has to figure it out, you guys, is Giannis Antetokounmpo. That's the guy that has to fix it, has to figure it out. And at the end of the day, you signed on to it. Because one thing about it, a trade of that magnitude gonna get ran by the guy, main guy. Giannis did ask for changes. He did hold his teammates and organization accountable during the offseason. And the organization tried to do his due diligence to somewhat satisfy Giannis. I don't think they knew to the degree that Dame was going to be this bad. But at the end of the day, you got to understand, he never been a great defender. And he's really a streaky shooter when you really think about it. Really a streaky shooter. Great scorer, but a streaky shooter at the same time, because of his bad shot selections. And Portland, he was able to disguise it because he could do whatever the hell he want. But Giannis has to figure it out. You co-signed it. You say he was the leader of the team. Um, End of the day, whether Dame let it go 0 for 30, Giannis, you got to figure it out. Because you could have kept your same team and asked them to make some minor moves that probably could have helped you guys get better, and some minor moves that make you guys tough defensively, and some guys that probably could have helped contribute on that defensive side of the ball and give you time to shooting as well. Because that's what they mainly need, defensive time to shooting. Chris Middleton looking better and better. But like I said before, like I told guys earlier, Dame Lillard takes away for Chris Middleton to get into a consistent rhythm, game in and game out. But even though my brother Ticket came on bragging after the Bucks destroyed the Denver Nuggets, the next game they played, they got destroyed by Jimmy Butler's Miami Heat. Got destroyed when Jimmy Butler didn't even play. Got destroyed. At the end of the day, Giannis always gonna get his numbers. But when it comes down to it the most, he has to figure out a way. We always ask this from the great players of the game. We always ask this from the guy that's supposed to be the man. You the man, Giannis, you gotta figure that shit out. No matter what the hell Dame doing, you gotta figure it out. I haven't. This when I know, Giannis, if you do this, Giannis, I probably won't be as tough on you like I am right now. If I see you hold Dame Lillard accountable, call him out for his shenanigans, and make him accountable for the shit that he do, Giannis, I'll be like, okay, you did whatever you could. But until then, you get all the damn blame. And I don't give a damn what Dame do. Dame could go 0 for 30 for the rest of the season every game. It's still your damn fault. Cause you ain't gonna put him in this place. You're not gonna check him for not playing defense. You're not gonna check him for taking dumb ass shots. You're not gonna check him. You're not gonna check him for not giving effort. So until you do that, Giannis, all this shit is your fault. If we can't pacify you because we personally like you, fuck all that. End of the day, bro, you gotta figure out a way to get it done. And we can't sit up there and make excuses. And just when, baby, I'm not entertaining this shit, man. You wanna be a hoe ass nigga, you can. I might get you blocked for the day, bitch. That's what I might do to you, sucker. You can't troll the troll. I don't know why y'all be trying to troll me. Y'all might as well give up on that. But end of the day, Ticket TV, this not no troll, brother. But Dame cannot get all the blame, even though it is literally his fault. But Giannis actually gets all the blame, though. You know what you got yourself into when you got him. You know what type of nigga he is. At the end of the day, you gotta figure it out, brother. We can't sit up there and pacify you because we like you. We gotta tell the truth and we gotta hold you accountable. You gotta display some greatness that can overcome this shit show that's going on with Dame Lillard. Cause you didn't have to sign off on that. You could have ran it back with your old team. I think y'all would have been better off just by running it back again. Cause losing Drew Holiday, that was very significant. And you could have done some little minor moves that you guys could have improved in and been more consistent. Yeah, could have told the front office, man, look, I know Brook Lopez was in the runner for defensive player of the year and shit, but let's trade him. He's gonna be slower. He's gonna get older, and we might could get some valuable pieces to replace him. Cause he basically, to me, is unplayable right now. I honestly feel that Brook Lopez really is a liability himself and really can't really contribute to anything, honestly. Only series Giannis would probably benefit in would be Minnesota because he'll most definitely pull Rudy Gobert out. But hell, Minnesota not going to make the finals. And we damn sure know the Bucks not going to make the finals. But when we look at it, though, Dame Lillard has been very atrocious. I understand that. I understand his liability on the defensive end, and I understand his bad shot selection and his inconsistencies of scoring the ball has been a detriment to the Milwaukee Bucks being up or down, despite of them still having a great record, despite of them still being the top 3 team in the Eastern Conference, the whole nine. It's just that at the end of the day, how I was looking, they going against the top-notch teams. That's gonna be a problem. They're not gonna be able to beat Boston with Dame playing like that. They're not gonna be able to beat the Miami Heat with Dame playing like that. But if he is playing like that, we can't sit up there just put the whole thing on Dame Lillard. The whole thing goes on Giannis. Giannis gets all the blame. Because if you are that great, Giannis, if you are that guy, you gonna figure out a way to overcome these obstacles with Dame Dollar. Until then, I don't want to hear anybody else blaming Dame Lillard for the reason why the Bucks lose. If you go place the blame, if we go point fingers, the guy we need to point the finger to is Greek freak Giannis. And because truth matters, it's not. I'm not even hating though. I'm just speaking reality of the situation. We know Dame Lillard is the reason. We know Dame Lillard, in all actuality, is the reason why they're inconsistent. But at the same time, Milwaukee didn't even have to go through this. Milwaukee didn't have to get Dame Lillard. They didn't have to. Giannis wanted some changes. Giannis called out the front office, called out coaching, and called out teammates. He wanted to see change before he signed that extension. And they gave him change and he signed the extension. So end of the day, if Giannis is that great, he gotta figure out a way to overcome it. Dame is what he is. Hell, the whole league knew what he is. No, Dino Money is not a contradiction because you gotta understand it. We know a teammate could be horrific. We know Dame Lillard is expected to be the second guy that's consistent, that make the Milwaukee Bucks formidable and damn near unstoppable. But at the same time, Giannis they had to sign off on that trade. At the same time, Giannis is the guy that made him the leader. At the same time, Giannis should have said, man, look, I'm not letting y'all trade it. Drew and Chris Middleton untouchable. Y'all can trade everybody else. And we can figure out a way to get better. You didn't have to go this route to get a marquee guy like Dame Lillard. You didn't have to go that route to get him. But you did. So you got to live with the results. You wanted change, they gave you change, and now you got to figure it out. There's nothing wrong with saying that. And now, you guys will have a point, Dino Money and others saying that I'm a Greek hater. If Giannis sat up there and held Dame Lillard accountable, with Dame Lillard taking players off on defense, not giving full effort on defense, Giannis getting his shit, y'all got every right to call me a hater. Y'all have every right to say that, hey, Herm, you just a hater, and you just being a troll. But Giannis has not held Dame Lillard accountable. Giannis has not told Dame Lillard that he's bullshitting out there on the court. He has not got on Dame Lillard for taking horrible shots. So if we ain't seeing that, if you can't hold your teammates accountable, what type of leader are you? But then again, he already proclaimed that Dame Lillard is the leader. Bet, Mr. Mask. Mario should be letting you in soon, man. At the end of the day, I don't know why guys want to call people a hater for honestly telling the truth. This is just the truth, y'all. This is just the truth. I can see if Giannis been at Dame, got a Dame, been getting the Dame face, letting them know, man, hey, we can't have these bad possessions offensively. Getting this shit. I can see him getting on Dame saying, hey, Dame, why the hell you not giving effort on defense? Because defense is 50% effort. You just give the effort, you got a chance to stop somebody. But Dame doesn't give any effort. So why
Well,
Giannis haven't held them accountable? Salute, man. Man, what's your thoughts on this, man? Even though I'm saying Dame Lillard is playing atrocious, I
uh-huh.
blame. I still saying Giannis gets all the blame. How you feel about that?
He definitely gets the blame because we're keeping the same energy. We're holding Giannis to the same standards that we hold all great players to. When things go wrong with your team, it's on you. Even if you play well and your players don't play well, it's on you to get your players to play well. I mean, that's what I've been told the past couple of years by guys on YouTube. So I'm just doing the same thing that they asked me to do. I'm keeping the same energy. So let me get this straight real quick. Doc Rivers shut the haters up versus Denver, right? But then he turns around without with and then plays the Heat without Jimmy Butler and without Terry Rozier, and then they get their ass kicked. I mean, what man, bro? I mean, come on, man. This is crazy. So listen, I agree. Dame has not played up to par this season by no means or stretch of the imagination. I think Giannis individually, stat wise, has played awesome. He's done his part in that way. But unfortunately, when you're the best player, it's not all about what you do. The sign of a great leader, is can you bring the troops along with you? And I can't believe that anybody on here would have any other expectation but that, because that's what we hold LeBron James to. That's what we hope Kevin Durant to, right? Kawhi Leonard. When those teams don't play well and those guys play well and their role players don't play well, you know what we say? Well, Kawhi's the leader. It's on him. He needs to get on Paul George. KD needs to get on, Eric Gordon and Nurkic, right? LeBron needs to make AD, or you know what I'm saying, or D'Lo. So we have to be consistent with our takes. Listen, man, the Bucks are in trouble. The Bucks are in trouble. Their defense is pathetic. Their offense at times is horrible. You know, bro, Dame Lillard is at times literally unplayable because he's not playing defense, and his offense is taking the Bucks out of their rhythm. Bro, did you see what the Heat did to them, bro? With no Terry and no Jimmy, bro, they shot that ball from downtown. That might have been some of the best shooting I've saw this season from just pure 3-point shooting.
Yeah, actually it was.
You know what I'm
Actually it
saying?
was. And then to speak on something else, man, Bam
Yeah.
out of value have a lot of success against Giannis too, by the way, man.
You know why that is, huh? Because he's agile. Listen, Bam ain't got the height and length, but he has the core, he has the strength, kind of, and he can move, and he gets inside of Giannis's way. If you cut off Giannis's path and make him kind of like, like do an actual NBA fucking move, excuse my language, my bad, then he can be slowed down big time. And you're right. The Heat and Bam are one of the rare teams, along with Boston, that really plays him to a T and plays him well. He may get his points and be a high volume shooter, but I look at the efficiency. I look at when he scores his points. And yeah, he struggles versus Bam. And it's crazy because Bam isn't really a true big man. Like he's like a small forward, power forward type player. And so yeah, he does well versus Giannis. Yeah, that's a great point.
And just to respond to Dino Money, I start out the video cooking Dame Lillard. I understand that Dame Lillard is the main issue, but he is not to blame for it though. He's the main issue to why the Milwaukee Bucks have their problems. But at the same time, Milwaukee Bucks they had to be desperate in the offseason to trade for Dame Lillard. So obviously Giannis want to change. They gave him change. They gave him Dame Lillard. At the end of the day, you got to figure out how to coexist with another superstar, a guy
Right.
that is considered a superstar. Yes, we know Dame Lillard been playing terrible basketball. I
Hmm.
always say he's not a he doesn't contribute to winning actually. So Dame Lillard is being held accountable, but at the same time, you still got to hold your best player accountable in Giannis. I haven't seen Giannis curse out Dame Lillard when Dame Lillard letting guys blow by him with no effort. I'm not seeing Giannis curse on Dame out with Dame taking them dumbass 3-point shots he take. So end of the day, now if I see Giannis holding them accountable, cool. I make it give credence to people saying that, man, Herm, you being unfair. Damn, man, you and Mash just going too far with Giannis. I make it give y'all that then, because at least I see him trying to be a leader, and at least I see him hold the Dame Lillard accountable. We haven't
Right.
seen that, y'all. We have not seen it. And LeBron James, we cook LeBron so much, that shit actually bores me now. Cooking LeBron James. So when y'all talk about we don't hold LeBron accountable, we've been holding them accountable before y'all ever thought about holding them accountable. So,
Yeah,
so
you make a
uh,
good point, Herm, about Giannis not getting at, his players. Sometimes in team sports, you need a little confrontation. You need somebody to kind of get on you a little bit. And we haven't seen Giannis do that with Dame yet. But then again, though, how can he do it if Giannis has already conceded that this is Dame's team? He's the leader. So I mean, but even if he is the leader per se, based off what Giannis said, you should be able to go to your best player and say, "Look, man, I need you to do this, this, and this." Yeah, it's crazy, man. I mean, the Bucks are disappointing. They're pathetic. Doc Rivers is pathetic. Anybody that takes his team seriously, they're pathetic. It's just pure delusion. This team is not built for a deep postseason run. They may win a first round series depending on who they get or match up against. But yeah, they're going home early this season. My guess is probably the second round. And I know it's going to be unfair because, I can see it where Giannis plays well and they still lose. I don't care. I'm still blaming him because that's what we do.
Facts.
Because that's what we do, right? We blame the best players. So Giannis is not
He's not resolved for none of
above
that.
criticism. Yeah, he's not above criticism. So yeah, man, it's
And,
crazy,
and,
bro.
and to midtown breezing. End of the day, bro. Giannis, fuck holding the whole team accountable. Stop throwing subliminals. I gotta see it in the game to the point where he done that snatch Dame Lillard up and let him know, bro, you bullshitting. You're not
Right,
playing defense. You're not giving effort. And then you want to come down and take 34, 35-foot threes. I'm not
right,
having that shit. You bringing our team down with this damn play.
right,
You gotta be able to get in your teammates shit. If Dame Lillard be sensitive to that, we'll cook Dame Lillard for the rest of the goddamn year. I won't even mention Giannis. Cause I know Giannis did everything he could. But he hasn't done everything he could. And y'all sit up there want to pacify a nigga because y'all like him. I like Giannis. But I think he gets the less blame out of any superstar in NBA history.
I agree. I agree. And I mean, for him to say a general statement in an interview, guys got to do better. Man, listen, man, like that's through one ear, not the other. There comes a time in team sports, in basketball, where you have to go right to the culprit, Damian Lillard, and you have to approach him. And Dame has to be a little uncomfortable, right? Like it's time for Dame to like feel the anxiety and be backed in a corner and feel a little uncomfortable because it seems like Dame is comfortable with what's going on right now. Like you said, Herm, he ain't playing no defense. He coming down taking 40-foot three-pointers, which leads to transition fast breaks. He ain't getting back on defense. He ain't fighting through screens. He's lost on rotations. I mean, so not only are you not playing defense, your offense. I saw a stat a couple of days ago. I don't think Dame has scored 25 or 30 points in like his last, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong here, but it was like his last like 10 games or 6 or 7 games. And so, listen, man. I mean, sometimes we afraid to you know, accept confrontation. Like, did y'all not see Phil Jackson punch Pau Gasol in his chest during a timeout? Did y'all not see MJ
Facts.
Jr. come to blows with his teammates during the fucking game? Did y'all not see Kobe beating Bryant to Pau Gasol? Let's go. Because if you're Giannis, when everything's said and done, and you guys go home and you lose, they're not going to Dame even though Dame is a very good player, they're going to Giannis as a superstar and say, why didn't you get it done? And so, yeah, man. I mean, Giannis is a nice guy. I get it, kumbaya, but nah, man. Like, bro, somebody needs to get inside Dame's face. If it's not Giannis or I don't know. I mean, people told me that Doc Rivers was a leader of men and he's a great coach. So then if Giannis ain't gonna do it, then why isn't Doc Rivers doing it? Why isn't Doc Rivers calling out Dame during press conferences? Why isn't Doc approaching Dame during timeouts, TV timeouts? If Doc is such a great coach, I saw Greg Popovich get inside Tim Duncan's face. I saw the assistant coaches for the Spurs confront Ginobili and Parker in person here in Sacramento. I've seen it. So, I mean, listen, y'all can call us Giannis's haters, but we're not. I mean, everything we're saying is factually correct. And real quick, Herm, I said Giannis is having a great individual season. I'm not arguing that. He's playing great individually, but this isn't this ain't tennis or boxing. This is 5-on-5 basketball. And as a leader, I need to be able to bring my guys along with me because I can't do it by myself. So that's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
Facts, and there's nothing wrong with us doing that, y'all. Like, end of the day, forget doing it in private. Sometimes you gotta embarrass your teammates in front of everybody to get them to snap out of things. I can tell somebody in the quick snippet in the locker room, it may not register to them. But I do it in the live game, during the game, especially a highly televised game, and I get in this shit. Now I'm gonna make my teammate have to be held accountable for his actions. So now, Dame Lillard, when he does go to this press conference, they're not gonna ask him basic questions about his shooting woes or personal issues
Right.
that he going through with divorce. Now they're gonna ask, "Hey, what happened? What Giannis was saying to you? Why Giannis snatched you up and it was going back and forth with you? What happened?" And now he got his only response, if he the real deal, would be, "Man, I gotta answer. I gotta go and show out now. I gotta play ball now."
And Herm, here's what's funny, right? This summer, Giannis comes out and says, "I'm not signing the extension until the Bucks do something, that makes me feel like they want to get better and win." Okay, cool. They bring in Dame Lillard, right? They just fired their coach. They got three coaches on their payroll. Like, I can argue everything that Giannis has asked for, the Bucks are doing it, right? They bring in Dame. They fire the coach, they bring in Doc Rivers, and so what's the excuse now? I mean, the Bucks still aren't getting it done. The Bucks still aren't getting it done, and so we got to call a spade, man. Like, this dude's not getting it done, man. Dame's not getting it done. Like, they've lost their
That's a fact.
defensive identity out of nowhere. This is crazy,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
I know Dame's
it's
had a lot.
unreal.
Yeah, so I don't know, man.
And a lot of guys, because truth matters, bro. I understand that that's your favorite player. I understand that you feel like Dame is just a complete reason for the Milwaukee Bucks failures. But like I previously said before I got into what I said, Milwaukee didn't even have to do this trade. They could have done some minor moves to improve their team. If I was gonna trade anybody, if I were Milwaukee Bucks, I would have traded Brook Lopez because he fooled a lot of people by being in the defensive player of the year conversation. So I probably would have traded him in the offseason because I know he's gonna be slower than what he already is. I know he's gonna be a year older than what he already was. So I probably could fill up my spots in my needs right now for us. I could have got another perimeter defender. Could have got a 3-and-D guy. I could have probably got some younger, more athletic big man that could come off the bench. I
Right.
could have addressed a lot of other issues rather than making a dramatic trade to get Dame Lillard. That was an unnecessary trade. You had a great two-way player in Drew Holiday. Chris Middleton looked like he's actually getting better. It's just that Dame Lillard is going to take away from Chris Middleton. So you're not going to see Chris Middleton be consistent. So I don't know why people want to point the finger at Chris Middleton. It's really Dame Lillard's fault for Chris Middleton not being able to flourish or be consistent. But in the day, the person to get all the blame though is Giannis because he didn't have to co-sign on this move. He could have went to the meeting when the rumors came out. Oh hell no, we not trading Drew Holiday.
Well,
We're
you
not
got some
trading him at
people,
all.
Herm. Well, you got some people who says that Giannis didn't know about the trade. He didn't have no say so in this trade. Dame came to his team, and Giannis had no clue. I mean, that's what I heard. So,
That's
you
a
know,
lie.
of course, because if Giannis knew that Dame was coming and Drew was leaving, if Giannis knew that Dame was coming and Drew was leaving, and Giannis understands basketball and defense, he would have known that this really isn't a good move. I mean, listen, it's sometimes when you make trades, it's about who's the better fit, not the better player. I mean, look and see. I mean, y'all see what Giannis. I mean, I'm sorry, y'all see what Drew's doing in Boston, right? I mean, y'all see that defense at that position.
Made them even more elite
Yep.
because now
Right,
Boston got two elite on ball
exactly.
defenders and
Yeah,
Derek White and Drew Holiday.
there you go. There you go. So, but yeah,
Who else done
yeah,
snuck on the panel, man? Who else done snuck? This is you,
yeah.
Michael Bay?
I heard somebody on there.
Oh, yeah, that's me.
What's
Yeah,
up?
man. Salute to you, brother, man. What's your
Salute.
thoughts on everything, man? You think Dame Lillard should get all the blame, or are you like me and realize that Giannis deserves all the blame?
And I think Giannis deserves a lot of the blame, but I think Doc Rivers should get blamed too. You know, 'cause when they lose, they all they would do is blame it on Doc. You know, you got sick of line, hyping on Doc like he all suddenly a great coach. But you know, when they lose, he gonna blame it all on Doc.
Well, that's funny because when they beat the Denver and Jamal played limited minutes, Doc got all the praise, right? Like he proved people wrong. But then he turns his capping,
Blame
choking
man because
way
of Doc though.
around without Jimmy and Terry Rozier, and you let role players beat you. I mean, in Miami with no size. I mean, okay, so if that proved me wrong about when Denver lost the game, then what did it prove when Doc lost to the Heat without Jimmy and Terry Rozier? That's my question here. I mean, the hypocrisy is just at an all-time high. At an
That's why.
all-time.
That's why I always tell people just take it one game at a time. Don't go overblown. Now, don't get me wrong. In some instances, you can peep out certain things and certain tendencies and understand that, damn, them few tendencies that we see in this team, it's gonna come back to haunt them. So niggas wonder why, like me and Maz, think the Clippers not gonna win. We see a few tendencies that the Clippers have already that's gonna be detriment to them in the playoffs. Like turning over, they a high turnover prone team and they rely heavily on their jump shot. Though that is two bad combinations when it comes to the playoffs. If you want to go deep and win championships, that is a bad combination. They got guys that can penetrate, but they don't do it often. So, and then they got three crushable guys on the roster already that had bad playoff blunders in their career, and
Yeah.
Russ Harden and Paul George on top of that. So end of the day, what we see in the Clippers right now, are they good? Hell yeah. One of the best top teams in the West. But are they gonna win it all?
No,
Hell no. They got too many
Yeah,
bad
no.
tendencies.
no, they're not.
And then Golden State really gave them their game last night, to be
Yeah, they
honest.
did,
Yeah,
bro.
they
Those
fucked that off.
defensive laps last night was just. I mean, their fourth quarter defense has been horrible. They over helping, leaving guys open. Like they left Norman open like 4 or 5 times. It's just bad defense, and it was, I mean, yeah, it's
Damn, Golden State might not make the playoffs. God damn.
well right now they're the 10th
they
seed right
tenth.
now.
They tenth right now.
What they're 26-26, 500
Yep.
record.
Yep.
Yeah, it's gonna be yeah, but I mean they're all bunched up right there, so they got to look at the loss column. But man, this is crazy, man. Like I mean, yeah, it's gonna be very interesting. 7 through 10. It's gonna be very interesting. 7 through 10.
Midtown Breeze, to answer your question, what we gonna say the Bucks win? Shit, we know it ain't gonna happen, so
They're
I ain't
not
gotta
going.
prepare
Yeah,
anything to say.
right.
I ain't gotta
Exactly.
prepare to say anything.
Yeah, yeah. Name me a team. Name me a team with a defense that bad who won a championship. I'll wait. Yeah, name me a team who ain't got no perimeter defense whatsoever, who's won a championship. So that means that they got to fight through Miami, Boston, and if they get lucky and win the East, they got to play Denver, Clippers, Phoenix. Man, stop it, man. They don't win no goddamn championship. The trade deadline's over. Ain't nobody in the buyout market that good to move the needle like that. They're not winning shit. So stop it. Yeah, ticket gonna pay me my $500, and it is what it is, man. That's all it
Ticket
is.
just giving out free money. I see.
Yeah, Ticky go
Yeah,
owe me 1,000, and Ticky
yeah,
gotta pay Big Tone 300. So Ticky,
right.
you gonna be out of 1,800,
Oh, he
boy.
bet Big Tone money
Ticket a
too.
sad dude,
Yep,
man.
you better Big
Sad dude.
Wow,
Tone too.
wow,
He's that delusional of a Doc Rivers in the Bucks.
Motherfucker
wow.
hyping up Doc Rivers like he Phil Jackson or some shit. Come on, man.
Man, Doc Rivers single handedly down there ruined T Mac career, really. His bad cultural mistakes on Orlando, boy. I was like, man, I was tripping when T Mac and them blew them series. Even though T Mac, you can't go out there and say, man, you gonna win the series though, and blow it though. You can't do that, but
Right.
still, Doc Rivers was a terrible damn coach though.
Hmm.
He failed in Orlando. Went to Boston. He was under 500 as a coach for the first couple of years coaching the Boston till Danny Ainge and Kevin McHale. Kevin McHale's like, bro, I'm finna help you win this title. I'm finna give you KG for little or nothing. And at the end of the day, KG came over there for ease and got Ray Allen. Hell, you supposed to win off that, and hell, they barely won that in
Right,
2007.
right, right.
And they
And
lucky that the Lakers were hurt.
right, yeah.
They were missing the Reason and Andrew Bynum.
Yep, yep. He at game 7 basically won. I mean, double digit lead, low scoring game. And then like went to his veteran guys a little bit too long, and Lakers came back and won game 7. I mean, I go back to 2015 versus my Rockets. Game 6 in LA. You have a 19-point lead late in the third quarter, and they
Corey
became James
Brewer.
Harden. Corey Brewer and Josh Smith brought them back. I mean, come on, man, it's crazy. It's crazy. You know,
Oh,
I mean, listen, man. If y'all smart, man, start listening to me and her, man, and BX and the
and
guy.
Showtime. Listen to
Because listen,
Showtime
yeah,
too.
Showtime, bro. Because listen, man, we not gonna steer you the wrong way. You feel me? Like, listen, man. Like, I mean, I'm not gonna stare you off the cliff. Like, I'm not gonna come in here. I'm not gonna come in here and just make outlandish statements that the Bucks are gonna win the championship, knowing that they got a bad defense. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's funny how if I say the Phoenix Suns are going to win a championship, Ticket would say, well, they don't defend and they got no leadership. But then you think the Bucks can win and they got no defense and they got no leadership. I mean, bro, I mean the hypocrisy is just at an all-time high. It's cool.
That's a fact.
All-time
That's
high.
a fact. The
Yeah.
only thing we don't agree with Showtime on is the Clippers, but outside of that, we agree with everything else.
Oh yeah, the Clippers. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah.
That
I'm not
fan
watching
base,
it,
boy.
bro. They got James Harden on their team. I don't trust James Harden
You
or
got
or
Paul George, soft ass,
yeah, I
and
don't
you
trust.
got Russ. He ain't been shit since he left Kevin Durant. For us in the playoffs, he hasn't. So I mean, what more do we need? Kawhi Leonard at this point in his career cannot do that shit by himself, and that's what they basically banking on.
Yeah. So you know,
Kawhi can overcome. He can't overcome those three. I don't
I
give a
mean,
damn nobody say.
yeah, right. I mean, Kawhi's great. He gonna do what he do, but he can't overcome the choking and the miscues of Paul George, Russ, and James Harden, bro. I mean, ain't no team with James Harden on it in the postseason I trust. Until he does it, I don't trust it. He has to show me. I'm sorry. He has to show me. I don't trust James Harden at
Look at
all.
this Sean. Look at this Sean Watts. I mean, the Boston Celtics criticism is fair though. Jim Crow Celtics. I mean, they done had a great team since 2018, making it to the Eastern Conference Finals or better every year. And for some damn reason, Boston can't get over the hump. Obviously, it's something going on. And I really got a solution already. If I'm the Boston Celtics, if you don't win this year, I'm trading Jalen Brown in the offseason.
Oh man, Herm. I was just in Boston at a game in Boston, and I'm not gonna lie, bro. Jalen Brown, that dude signed that big deal, man. He has regressed. I mean, he's still talented, but it's obviously because I mean Tatum is the guy there. Like that's clear now. But yeah, Jalen Brown is yeah, he's not having a year that you think a guy who's making $300 million should have. But I do think Boston wins the East though. I think they come out the East, in my opinion.
I think Boston
They
made a
not beating the Heat.
mistake. I think they made a mistake by falling into the pressure of giving them that contract. They should have let him play this year out.
Yeah.
I would have made him earned it. Would have made him have a chip on his shoulder
Right.
to get it. You know what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, I would have been like, bro, we gotta make a deep run, and I gotta see you be dominant. I can't see you fold in these crucial games. I can't see you disappear. Cause really, if a real Boston fan it is in the chat, because he claimed to be, if they can't tell me now one time you seen Jalen Brown and Jason Taylor play great at the same time. You rarely see that. And that's dangerous. See, we seen Shaq and Kobe play great together at the same time. That's why they three-peated. Hell, like most of the Jokic and Jamal Murray, when they together, they play great for the most part.
Yeah, they
You
do.
seen it. Western Conference Finals, NBA championship. The second go around they was together. So I
Yeah,
mean,
it's
end of the
funny how
day,
you mentioned Kawhi and PG because they don't play well together in postseason.
nope.
Yeah, they don't play well together in postseason. Paul George is never on when Kawhi's on.
Wrong reviews. See, y'all want to hang on this age thing that's a limit, bro. If, I hate to say it, and I like Jason Tatum. I think he got hella game. But if he was great, like y'all try to say he is, a great player, a franchise type of caliber player coming to a situation to a team that already was in the conference finals a year prior to them getting there, you would have think by now that they'll get over the hump and win the title, no matter how young that player is. Because when you that guy, no matter how old you are. And with him by going to that situation, they still don't have anything to show for it. Maybe it's a question marks about Tatum, and especially it's a question marks about Jalen Brown, to be honest. So I don't want to hear the 8 year thing and all that. Nah, he came into a team that was already successful and already was winning. If you that great, why y'all can't get past that and over that? You know what I'm saying? So that's
Yeah,
my question
Tatum
mark
ain't
with Jason
no.
Tatum.
Yeah, I mean Tatum ain't just no scorer. I mean Tatum is having a career season in rebounds, averaging damn near almost 8 or 9 per game. He's a good scorer. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, Tatum needs to get it done. It like the time is now. But I mean, he's a very very good player. But I do agree with Herm though. Like he's been given a pass a little bit. Guys haven't really held Tatum legs to the fire, feet to the fire like that because he's young and but nah, hell no, man. Bump that. Like it's time. Listen, the Celtics healthy, barring injury, they have no reason this year not to win the NBA championship. Everything they need,
That's a
they have.
fact.
They might be the most complete team in the league. So yeah, I mean, we can't give Tatum no pass, man. And he's
Cause
more than just a scorer, by the way.
Commands, I'm gonna ask you a few questions because this is gonna prove
Yeah.
my point. If Michael Jordan would have came into a young Michael Jordan would have came into a team like the Boston Celtics that already was in the conference finals a year prior, what you
Uh-huh.
think Michael Jordan would have done within his first 5, 6 seasons with that team?
Well, his individual greatness would have been the reason to put them over the top. I mean, he would have won championships because
Fact.
of his individual greatness. You pair that with just a good team, he's going to take you to the promised land. And so I agree with that. If Jason Tatum wants to be viewed in that way, then his game, his individual play needs to be the reason why the Celtics win the championship.
And that's all we trying to say. And when guys trying to say he's young and all that, nah. And fuck that. If you great, you gonna be great. You always gonna see that bright side. Like a Kobe Bryant came into a team like that, they would have won. You put a young Shaq on a team like that was just in the Eastern Conference Finals before he got there, they winning the title. Like guys of that ilk, when you that guy, you gonna win it. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, hell, they may have went undefeated the first year he got there. They was in the East, if they was in the Conference Finals a year before he got there. Yeah, so I mean, when you that guy, you that guy. It don't matter the age, man, because you can see it. You can see if somebody a killer or not. And I hate to even put this nigga in there. If LeBron James would have went into a situation like that, I think he would have won a ring within his first 4 or 5 years with Boston. If you already going to a great team like that. So
Yeah, but it would. Yeah, I mean, no. Don't get me wrong. I mean, when we say a great team, like guys like Tatum, LeBron, some of the great players, like the team that they're going to needs to be well balanced, shooting, defense. So we're just saying. I mean, I agree. Like, it would need to be a good fit for those guys. You know, where you just plug in a Tatum or LeBron, and then they're the reason why they reached the mountaintop. But listen, man, there's no excuses, man. Tatum got to get it done, bro. Tatum has to get it done.
and that's a fact. And at the end of the day, he said, man, Tatum won't let Jalen Brown get. I don't think they fit well together though. I think that's what the front office don't want to realize. Like sometimes you can have two good players and they still can manage to win a lot of games. But those two really do their games do not mesh well with each other because they like to somewhat do the same shit, work in the mid range some and do a little out dribble, a little isolation shit. Neither one of them loves to go left that much, but they love to be aggressive and get into their spots and get comfortable.
Right.
And they
I
really
would
work in the same areas. So it's kind of hard for them to coexist.
Herm. I would listen because of the emergence of Derek White and you got Porzingis and Drew. Man, listen, man. I would trade Jalen Brown. Go get like two or three, four players who can come in and just add to what you got. Because I mean, I think without Jalen Brown, because of the emergence of how good Derek White is, Derek White can step into that role. You know,
And I agree, man. And I hate to throw your team in the midst of it. I think the crazy ass franchise that would trade for Jalen Brown would be the Houston Rockets.
my Rockets, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but remember that big contract salary. I mean, who are they giving up? I mean, it's gonna have to be like some of our young guys, Jabari Smith,
I mean,
Tyrese
it
Maxey.
was rumors about you guys wanted to get rid of Jalen Green around the deadline, so I think Jalen Green would be the vocal piece of that deal. Jabari, of course, and you probably throw in one of y'all role players, whether it's the Cam Whitlock, whatever his name is.
Whitmore, Cam Whitmore.
Yeah, yeah, Cam Whitmore, something like that, and probably a pick. I don't think Houston would give them a lot of picks because they're giving us some quality players, but they had to throw a lottery pick in there though.
Oh, okay.
But Greenleaf say he don't want that to happen. But I'm telling Greenleaf though, I said, man, I can see it happening because Udoka, I think he had enough of Jalen Green to be honest.
Yeah, at times it seems like that. I mean the Rockets started out good and they were hovering around 500, and then they just been. I mean, they beat the Knicks a couple of days ago. Then you lose. I think they lost to Memphis. I mean, yeah, they've been. It's been a roller coaster season, man. Again, so they're fighting for a playing spot, and I don't know if they're going to get there.
Yeah, I don't think they going to because at the end of the day, the teams that they got to compete against to get in the play-ins, the Lakers and the Warriors, and I
And
don't
Utah, yeah,
and Utah, and I don't see them being better than those three teams.
I agree with that. I agree
From
with that. Yeah. Hey, Herm, did you hear my interview with Grant Napier?
oh yeah, let me shout that out, guys, man. If y'all
I
haven't.
appreciate that, Herm.
Yeah, if y'all haven't, man, go back to Mr. Mars' channel. His name is the channel. He had a great interview with a Sacramento, a long time Sacramento Kings broadcaster. I don't know how to pronounce his name properly, so that's why I don't want to do. Can you let us know his name, Mr. Man?
Yeah, his name is Grant Napier. His
Yep.
first game he caught was in 1988, and then in 2020, um, DeMarcus Cousins tweeted him, you know, what do you think about Black Lives Matters? And then Grant tweets back, all lives matter, every single one of them. And then it was bad timing, and people viewed it as a racial comment, and he was forced to resign. This is a man who was calling Kings games since 1988. So he's seen all the great players. He's very knowledgeable. He's been, I mean, you name it, he's been there, he's done that. He's been a friend of mine for years. His son still works for the Kings. If you go back and listen to the interview, he talks about the old Arco Arena, and he says, this, you have to get to you have to cross the court to get to the visitors locker room, because back in the day, I used to go in, and I had friends there who worked there, and we would go back there and stuff. So that's why he referenced, like, you would know this, because only those who actually went to the games and had that type of access knows about the visit in that arena. To get from the home locker room to the visitors room, you have to walk across the arena on the other side of the court to get there. So he was referencing something, and he was talking about how, Kobe Bryant's last game in Sacramento, Dirk Nowitzki, D Wade. Listen, man, this guy has seen it all. So if you guys get a chance, just check it out. He's gonna dive a little bit into what happened, but he's suing, so he can't dive in too long. But he'll talk about the Kings, Kobe, players, Michael, Jordan.
Yeah,
You
his
know,
voice was greatly heard in that Kings Lakers rivalry, man, in the early
yeah. So just check it
2000s.
out, man. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Just check it out if you guys get a chance.
It was a great interview, so man, I want y'all to most definitely, if y'all not subscribed, subscribe to Mr. Mars channel as well. I'll subscribe to his channel, and man, y'all go watch the video, support him, man. Great interview, one of the best interviews I've seen in a long time.
I appreciate that, huh?
And just gotta be like, that's how you pull a lot of things without really rubbing the interviewer the wrong way, the guy you're interviewing the wrong way. So man, that's a great job by Mr. Mass, conducted it very well.
Yeah. And we talked to him yesterday a little bit. I called him and we had discussion, and because I was nervous about my questions, like I didn't want to rub him the wrong way, but he made it very clear. He says, Keith, he says, stop it, man. He was like, man, you know me. I'm an open book. You can ask me anything. I'll answer what I can. Obviously because of the legal things that are going on. He can't go too deep into what's happening with that. So he gave you a little insight on what happened, but he can't go too deep because of right now he's going through litigation. But
Yep.
but he's a total open book, man. He's super cool. He's going to go see Scott Poller tomorrow. He's going to surprise him because Scott Poller is an ex-King center who is in ICU out in Nashville. He's waiting for a heart transplant. So
Man, prayers for Scott
yeah,
Pollard,
sure,
y'all.
for sure. Yeah, so that's one of his best friends. But yeah, but thank you, huh, for giving that shout out, man.
Oh man, most definitely, man. And on top of that, he actually knows the game of basketball. He could talk the game of basketball with the best of them as well.
Hmm.
So, man, that was a great interview. Period.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. He articulates very well. If he still does the pregame and postgame Kings games on his own. Him and Jerry Reynolds. Jerry Reynolds was the longtime Kings announcer, color analyst right next to him. So if you check him out on YouTube before Kings games and after, he'll give a breakdown. He does football with Sean Salisbury, ex NFL quarterback. He went to USC, I believe. So
Yep.
yeah, man. I mean, he's plugged in. I mean, he talked about how Charles Barkley called him when he resigned. He got a phone call from an unknown number, and it was Sir Charles. And Charles had his back and stood by him and helped him navigate through some of those tough times. And so it's just I mean, he gives insight, and a lot of people view him one way, but I know him, and I understand what he said was controversy. I get it, bad timing, but what he said wasn't incorrect. All lives do matter. It's just that I think we all agree that it was bad timing, and he probably shouldn't have said it around that time, after George Floyd. But that's it, though. I mean, I won't. I'll leave it right there. But if you guys get a chance, just check it out. It's just something just to listen to on the way to work, on the way home, while you're
Most
driving.
definitely.
That's all it is. You know what I'm saying? I mean, yeah,
But y'all, I feel to eat this good old chicken
that's
that
all
I
good.
just
Yeah, yeah.
got.
Me too, Herm. Yeah, I'm about to eat some lunch, man, and relax, man.
For sure, man. Hey man, y'all hit that like button and subscribe. But also again, subscribe to Mr. Mars channel and check out the great interview that he had to add today. So man, salute to y'all, and I'm out.